Hello everyone, I'm Shashi and welcome to a brand new episode on eLoop. Wish you all a happy Republic Day. I'll be announcing the names of the winners of the Best Book Review of December 2020 eLoop Book Reading Challenge at the end of this episode. So do stay with us to know the results. In 2020, we eagerly waited for 2021 to arrive and rescue us from the deadly grip of corona and gloom. Voila! And here we are in 2021. And the newness has already begun to fade as the month of January is nearing its end. So, this is just the right time to relook and reassess the New Year resolutions we had made. It is also about time to check whether our enthusiasm for them has fizzled out or a realistic touch might just rescue them from gathering dust. Our guest for today's episode is Dr. Vivek Palachandran. He's currently an assistant professor with Singapore Institute of Technology and the deputy CEO of Verbo Security Pte. Limited. He worked as a research scientist with the Agency of Science, Technology and Research before his current position. He has been a part of several research and industry projects. Some of the industry projects he's currently working on are Android malware detection, drone security, AI enabled cyber crime detection, and security analytics, to name a few. I'll be asking him about his views on New Year resolutions, whether he considers them to be useful or useless. So let's welcome our guest. Hello, Vivek, and welcome to my podcast, Elog.
Hi Shashi, thank you for inviting me. Happy New Year.
Thank you, and wish you a very happy New Year too. So, what are your views on New Year resolutions? The moment we step into a new year, we get busy, making these resolutions, or even before the new year starts, we start collecting or buying diaries, and journals, and we start preparing a very exhaustive list of New Year resolutions. So, what's your take on that? In the sense, do you really believe in making New Year resolutions?
Well, uh, of course, I've made New Year resolutions. So, if that is the criteria to say that I believe for New Year resolutions, yes, I believe in New Year resolutions. But I don't take it that seriously. I do take New Year resolutions sometimes in December, sometimes exactly in 1st of January. Many of the New Year resolutions I haven't kept in my life. So that way, I don't believe in New Year resolutions because I haven't kept most of my New Year resolutions. But nevertheless, I do take it because it gives you know everything needs a start, right? So having a resolution basically gives you that kick to start something new which you haven't done for a long time, or which you are not practicing for a long time, or which you have never done before. And even if you one of the New Year resolutions stick on, even in 100 that you make, that is a good thing.
It's good to hear that. Um, so, have you made any New Year resolutions this year?
This year, not yet, but last year a lot. This year, I have a few things in my mind, but all of them are very difficult to do. So I'm like, should I jump into that and start doing it, or I just procrastinate?
So, what are those difficult things that you're thinking to add on to your list, and why do you think that they are difficult?
Yeah, it's mostly like the things most of us may have done at least. I mean, taken resolution at least once. Like one is like not to eat anything, any sweet items, no sugar for the 1 year, right? So it is when you think about it, it's a very good resolution. For it is healthy, and it helps you have a much more better lifestyle than what you are currently having. But the moment you sit and think about it, it is such a hard decision to make because everything around you has sugar in it, right?
True.
You can stop eating chocolates, but then maybe the milk that I drink comes with sugar in it. So uh, maybe I need to switch to a unsweetened almond milk, which I don't want to. So things like that, right? So all these small things adds up. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should do it, but should I do it? So that is the current situation that I am in.
Okay, to do or not to do. All
Yes.
right. As you said, last year you'd made quite a number of resolutions. So, what were those?
Last year was an interesting year because of the COVID situation, and the lockdown happened, all those things happened, right? Uh, so even before that, so at the beginning of the year, I decided to exercise more regularly. So going for a run at least 3 times a week, etc., or going for a run or going to the gym, etc. So that kind of stick on. I was properly exercising throughout the last 1 year. Every couple of days, I will either go for a run. Gym, of course, the first few months was happening, and then once the lockdown happened, the gym was not an option. So I had to settle down for just running. So that is something which stick on. Another thing was to learn some new topics that I had thought of learning for a long time, but I never had time. So that is something which I thought, okay, I should at least learn two new subjects on the area that I am in. That also happened last year, which was really good because I recently finished a paper on one of the topics that I was studying. So it came out as a productive exercise. So that is something which I'm looking forward to do this year as well. I haven't purposely taken a resolution this year because I think last year's resolution is going on well. So I'm planning to register for a few online courses to study something which I'm not familiar with. Uh, Not too familiar with, but exactly, not completely a new area, but something within my area of specialization, but not so familiar for me. So that it expands my um the knowledge that I have.
When you make new resolutions, you also make an attempt to fit in new activities in your regular schedule. As you said, that you'll be signing up for new courses and take up a new subject. While we are going on adding these tasks and activities, one factor which becomes crucial is how to manage time. We keep complaining that we want to do new things but don't have the required time. So, how do you manage your time and try to fit in new things in your already busy schedule?
The thing is, there is always time for everything. Even though we think that there is not time, there is time for. So most things that we want to do for a normal human being, there is time. Okay. So the only problem is that we waste most of our time doing like nothing, or spending more time on things that doesn't require that much time, right? So one of the ways in which I handle it is that I will make sure that people know what I am planning to do. So imagine I am planning for a marathon and I've never done a marathon before. So usually people do is that they take the resolution, they keep it to themselves, they train for it, and once the result comes up, then they start telling people that they are going to do it or they have done it. I work the other way. I just sign up for something completely complex or difficult for me, and I know that if to stick onto it, I need some motivation rather than just self motivation. So what I do is I will just go and announce it to everyone that I know. Like I will probably will be walking in the corridor, and I will I'll talk to this auntie, the cleaner auntie in my office, and say that, oh, auntie, I'm planning to run for a marathon this year, right? So everyone knows that I made this resolution, and which means that they come back to me every now and then. Oh, what's happening with that marathon training? Are you on schedule? Or that is this marathon training. Another example is a paper. So if I'm aiming a conference, and to publish a paper in a conference, I'll announce it earlier. So people like, wait, what happened to that conference paper that you are working on? So this basically motivates me. Oh, I need to squeeze this in somehow in my current schedule so that I can achieve that. So now that is in my head that I need to find some time for this. So when I need to find some time for it, I'll definitely cut all the extra time that I'm giving for things that does not need that much of time, and then squeeze that thing in. So that's how it works for me. Maybe not the best way to do it. Maybe there's a much more disciplined way of doing this thing. I am an indisciplined person. So this works for me.
This is a very interesting way of keeping your resolutions and working on them effectively. All of us need motivation from time to time and someone to push us towards our goal. By talking about it with others, you also create human reminders whose genuine inquiry will definitely not let it slip out of your mind. So I guess this method works, and I also definitely would like to try it out. What are the other methods you've experimented with to make your resolutions work, especially when it comes to managing your life and creating a balance or a certain amount of discipline in life? You said that you're an indisciplined person, but I guess you have made it work to your advantage.
It is a difficult task for me. I mean, I hope I'll get a disciplined life at some point in my life. Throughout my life, even though I'm indisciplined, I was fortunate enough that things went my way. So like I may not have studied anything for the exam for the last until the last day, but I didn't fell ill the last day, so I could sit and finish the exam, finish preparing for exams throughout my life. I mean, I'm just giving an example. So so things
Mhm.
haven't gone bad in my life. Things may have gone bad in my life. Things haven't gone really bad in my life. Uh, so uh, so I never learned my lesson. uh, but maybe that should be my new year resolution, to be more disciplined this year. Uh, but yeah, there is some sort of discipline in the sense, I know what my responsibilities are. So the basic things that I need to do, like if I'm supposed to teach someone, I need to prepare for that. If I'm planning for a paper, I need to do proper research for that. So I know that I should do like read like 3 papers this week, but I won't put it like, I should read a paper morning 5:30 to 6 o'clock on a Wednesday, and then Thursday evening, I should do this. I don't have a very tight schedule like that, but I have a very vague schedule, like, okay, I should do this in this week, and do this in this week. So my whiteboard will be full of these things usually, and whenever things get done, I just erase it off. And sometimes you can see that something which I want to do like a few months back is still there. So if there are two ways in which I approach that. One, I give more priority to that and finish that, or I decide that, oh, that is not something that I'm going to do, I just erase it off so that I don't see it anymore.
Is there any do's and don'ts, when it comes to resolution or organizing yourself?
So it should be too condescending from my side if I actually start giving advice to listeners. I'm not someone whom should be imitated. People could probably, like, look at me and say, okay, I should not do all these things to be more successful in life. Maybe that is the best advice that I can give. But having said that, okay, one thing I can tell them is discipline is very important in life, because at whatever level you are, so whatever, like, whatever area that you're working in, whatever achievement level that you are at right now, mostly you will see that people around you will be as successful as you are, or as talented as you are. One thing that I want to say is that, which I don't follow, advice is usually like that. You give advices to people, mostly about things that you never follow. Is to be disciplined in life. So the reason is, at whatever level you are, imagine you are a cricket player and you're playing at the Ranji Trophy, or you're playing in a club level. You'll see that most people around you will be almost similar talented as you are. So talent doesn't matter once you reach once you reach a level where your talent matters. At that point, what matters is discipline and hard work. So that is the one differentiating success at that level, because everyone else is as talented as you are in that playing field, right? But the one who is more disciplined and the one who is putting more hard work will be more successful in that pool. Okay, so this goes at every level. Say a student studying in IIT, a student studying in Delhi University is the same thing. So if you are studying in Delhi University, all your peers are as talented as you are, or you are as talented as the rest of the peers in your class, because they are all selected based on some filtering mechanism. The same goes to IIT. Right? Maybe a guy in IIT may be a bit more talented than a guy in DU, or the other way around. But in that set of students, they're all almost similar talented. So someone who put 10 hours of work and someone who per week, and someone who's put 80 hours of work, there is a significant advantage for the person who's putting 80 hours of work. So hard work and a discipline, because just hard work is not enough. You should be smart hard work. You should decide what to study, when to do certain things, when not to do certain things, based on your scenario, to plan your life, and that will give you a much better life ahead than what you have currently. It's a
Okay.
long advice.
Yeah, it's a long advice, but I think it's a necessary advice. And thank you, Vivek, for sharing your, interesting take on resolutions and how one should make or stick to the resolutions, or what, how one should go ahead with it. Thank you for, sharing your interesting bites on it. Thank you so much for joining me in here today.
Thank you, Shashi. Thank you for calling me in. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thanks to Dr. Vivek once again for his unconventional advice and strategies of keeping his resolutions and making them work to his advantage. I hope all of you have taken cues from this conversation on how to stick to your resolutions. So if you haven't made one, quickly do so. And now we have come to the much awaited part of this episode. The winners of Best Book Review of December 2020 ELOG Book Reading Challenge are not just two, but three winners, and they are Kulwant Kaur Rehal from Chandigarh, Ankit Chatterjee from Jharkhand, and Tanu Priya from Jharkhand again. Congratulations to all the winners. 2021 ELO Year Book Reading Challenge is going on, so those of you who haven't registered themselves, do so as early as possible. In the next episode, I'll be in conversation with Abhilasha Alice Tirki. She'll talk about the scope and opportunities in the field of media and media studies. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned, and we'll meet in the next episode.